Hi guys, welcome to Sleeping Goddess, where we talk about spirituality, becoming a better version of yourself, healing, spiritual journeys, things that come along your spiritual journey, um, and anything just positive and uplifting, and also just talking about some of the I guess not so good aspects of, or not so positive or easy aspects of the spiritual journey. But today I wanted to talk about the power of your subconscious mind. And I've recently been reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murray. Um, I've been reading it for like the past week and a half or so. I should be done with it by the end of the week. That's my goal. So I will be done with it by the end of the week. But there's just been a lot that's been coming to me, and just I guess a lot of re-emphasizing information that I knew before, and just tying in some pieces, and just really just re-emphasizing and remembering some key points that help me get to where I am now, and will continue to help me get to where I want to go. Um, and that's the subconscious. And just to say this as the beginning, I believe that to really make a change and a long lasting change has to come from within, before you see it on the external. External changes are great, but they're kind of like a band aid. So I really feel like you got to do a lot of internal work first to really get the external stuff that you're trying to achieve, especially when it comes to your spiritual journey and becoming a better version of yourself. But anyway, just to jump right into it, that the subconscious mind is the feminine and the conscious mind is the masculine. And, the masculine energy is more so the leading energy. So what we think consciously, is really what imprints us, our subconscious mind, and what really our subconscious mind follows. So, if you might be saying one thing consciously, but like subconsciously, your mind and your body knows that you don't truly believe that. And one of these examples is being a millionaire. You could have an affirmation like, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. But you also have these underlying beliefs, like you kind of might jokingly say, like, girl, I'm broke. Like just saying something like that, like your subconscious mind is like, okay, I guess we're broke. Like we can't, that already like limits you off from a lot of things. And, just being aware of what you're actually saying and what you're actually believing and what you're doing with yourself in your conscious periods is really going to affect your subconscious mind. Um, and when you just think about the feminine energy, if the subconscious is the feminine energy, like what, as a female, what are things that you like, or you would that you like to get, or just what type of energy do you want from a masculine energy? You want them to show you affection, show you love, also guide you in the right direction. Like if you're not feeling good, you want to be able to consciously move yourself to the place that you want to be. Um, if you're feeling stuck, you want to be able to have that willpower. This is kind of the masculine side of us, the conscious side of us, to make things happen, to take action, and not be stuck, within our feelings, or just stuck within our heads as well. Um, so it's like, how do you want to be treated as a feminine, or how do you, if you're not a feminine, how do you think the feminine energy, whether that's within male or masculine, how do you think it would like to be treated? And that's how you have to kind of treat your subconscious mind. It's very precious. It's going to need a lot of attention. It's going to need a lot of nurturing. It's going to need a lot of love. It's going to need direction at times too. It's going to need, to like pull out weeds, things that no longer serve itself. Like, we might have some behaviors that served us at one point but no longer serve us. Like we're gonna need to take care of that and remove it so that we could be the best versions of ourselves. And the subconscious mind is really like a garden. There's seeds that have been there since we were a baby. There's seeds that have been there since we were in high school. and some of these are good, some of these are not that great. And as, a conscious, person on their spiritual journey, someone who's working on themselves and taking the time to look at, okay, what are these seeds? What are these programs? What are these patterns that are in my mind that, I want to change, or that I want to um, continue to emphasize. And I've realized within just reading this book and the past couple weeks is just doing more work with my subconscious mind. I've done a lot of like internal work and just with healing and reflecting and stuff like that. But this past couple weeks, I've really been taking the time to kind of just soak in this information and the tools that he's been suggesting. And he talks about sleep a lot. And sleep for me, this is the Sleeping Goddess channel. I'm the Sleeping Goddess. And sleep has always been very healing, very nurturing. Like, sleep has been my go to thing since I can remember. And, like I said, it's very rejuvenating, it's very refreshing. Whenever you feel sick, you go to sleep and you don't feel any of the pain um, anymore. It's like, when you wake up and you kind of like, oh crap, like I forgot, like I had a headache, or like, like when you go to sleep, none of that exists. None of the drama from the day before, what you got to do, the to-do list, none of that exists, and you can kind of just be with yourself. And he emphasizes that during these sleepy states, like before you go to sleep, and in the morning, are great times to make an effort to work with your subconscious mind, whether that's using visualization, visualizing where you want to be, visualizing your goals, really tapping into the images and feeling it. Like, the feeling is the most important thing. Like, you could think your way through things, but like does not. The universe works off of energy, and our feeling is our energy. Our feeling is emotion. It's energy and motion. And that's the main thing. When you take the time to visualize, or you take the time to listen to affirmations, or you take the time to meditate, these are times when you're trying to calm everything down, and then find a pleasant space within yourself that you could sit, with yourself and just be for a second. So, like I said, visualizing your goals. How would it feel when you attain this? How would it feel when you get your new job? How does it feel when you achieve your body goals? How does it feel when you meet friends and you're around friends who love you, who support you? How does it feel to, you know, whatever you want to be? How does it feel? And that's something to really focus on as you visualize, and also as you say your meditations, and also just when it comes to manifesting in general. Really focusing on the feeling so that you could start feeling it now. Like, if you imagine yourself, let's say, winning an award. You can close your eyes and, like, okay, like, you feel yourself on stage. You're excited, you're happy, and like as you sit there and you kind of go deeper, like, you'll feel proud, you'll feel successful, you'll feel confident. Whatever you may feel in that moment, start kind of listing these adjectives, thinking them to yourself, and tapping into that feeling. These are things that I've been doing, and sometimes I'll just sit there and, like, a smile just comes across my face because of what I'm thinking. And within this, I'm imprinting this on my subconscious mind, and it's feeling more real. It's feeling more attainable because I've already felt that feeling just with sitting with myself for 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long that I have. And it's been really beautiful. And then I found also, just by doing that before going to sleep, there's been like little changes in the next day. Like, we listened to like an abundance affirmation on YouTube, and the next day we made a bunch of sales for our company. And it was like, oh, okay, like, we could just say that's a coincidence, but I'm gonna just put it like, you know, like the day before we didn't make as many sales, but it's like, okay, we consciously made the effort to like discuss, some of our goals and talk positively about our business, and also take the time to imprint some positive affirmations before we went to sleep. And the next day, a lot of things were happening. We got some good news for the company as well that would open up more, room for us to reach more people to see us on different platforms. But that's like one little example. And I've just found like myself just being more joyful, being more appreciative and happy about where I'm at now as I've been doing these little exercises. And it's really been amazing. Like I've been able to find the beauty in the little things. I've been able to realize, that I am on my path, and all I need to do is just continue to believe. Faith is something he talks about a lot in this book. If you don't believe that you can achieve something or that you'll get something, it's not going to happen. Like I said, it really all comes down to faith and how you feel internally. Um, because that's going to be your drive, and your mind is going to work for what you believe. So if you feel like you can't go to the gym or you can't lose 10 pounds, your mind is going to continue to make excuses and find reasons within your life that you can't reach those goals. It might be like, oh, I can't because I'm lazy, or that's a belief you have. I can't because I'm lazy, or I can't because I have a bunch of like um, birthdays coming up. So like I know I'm going to be going out a lot and I won't be able to eat healthy, or whatever excuses. Your mind is going to come up with 1,000, a million excuses to confirm and reaffirm what you believe. Um, and the same goes when you believe something positive. Your mind is going to find a million and one ways to affirm what you believe in yourselves. And sometimes you might look and you might see someone who, you might look at them and you might be like, wow, like they have a lot of confidence, or they have a lot of something that you may not have. And it's like, and then when you look at yourself, and it's just like, what is that one thing, that's allowing that person to have that confidence, or to have that job, or to have that position, or to have the friend groups that they're around. Um, and it really comes with belief in their mindset. That's really the one thing that's going to separate you from a lot of people, is how do you think? Because a lot of us, just in the world that we live in, there's a lot of groupthink. There's a lot of people just not really thinking, not really taking the time to see what they feel and what they think, and kind of just going whatever the majority does and says. But let me see if there's anything else in my notes that I wanted to touch on. Not really. So, just to re-emphasize again that the subconscious mind is powerful. The subconscious mind never goes to sleep. That's one thing within us that is always working, and it's always working for us, which is another beautiful thing. It's the same way the universe, God, whatever you want to call that force, um, it's always working for us if you want to view it, from that perspective. So we need to work with it and be more in tune and be in more harmony with it. And he speaks a lot about being in harmony with your subconscious and conscious mind. And to do that, doing these tools, like I said, affirmations, meditation, taking the time to do some visualizations before you go to sleep, or making sure you're going to sleep with a positive mindset so that you can wake up with that energy, feeling good, feeling appreciative, feeling grateful. Um, and um, yeah, just really taking the time to work with your subconscious mind, because if you don't believe it internally, it's going to be very hard to get to where you want to go externally, and to really get a meaningful change I believe, you have to start from within, um, and everything else will follow through. So I'm going to finish this book this week, and if anything comes up, I'll share it with you guys. But I really do think, you guys should read this book if you've already read it. Let me know what you think in the comments, any thoughts, any things that came up to you, any practices that you do for yourself to reprogram yourself, um, to work with your subconscious mind, to become a more positive thinker, to become a believer, to have more faith. Just share any of those tips, any of your experience below. If you haven't read the book, you should definitely go get it. I think it's a great book to have. Even if you don't read the whole thing, just reading some of it here and there, there's definitely some great tips um, that I would say you could get the Audible, whatever is best for you. Um, I think is great. And again, reading is another thing that I do. Sorry, just to say, reading is another thing that I do to to help, I guess I would say, program my subconscious mind, because I'm reading things that align with where I want to go and align with who I want to be, and give me tips and tools and show me many examples of how there's a lot of possibilities, available. There's a lot of success that happens. There's a lot of power that's gained when you know how to work with the gifts and tools that you have within yourself. And that tool, like I said, is your subconscious mind tapping into um, that infinite force, that infinite power that's always there. It's always a constant. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and hopefully you guys get a lot from this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Share any of your thoughts. Share any of your thoughts about the books, about the video, your experiences. And yeah, and I'll see you next time.